What just came in on SportsCenter could significantly shift the trajectory of the Los Angeles Lakers. According to reports discussed live on the program, the team might not be done making moves just yet. After a flurry of recent activity, the Lakers may be positioning themselves for one more major acquisition, and this one could very well turn them into legitimate championship contenders. So let's walk through everything that was just reported. According to SportsCenter, the Lakers have already been extremely active in reshaping their roster over the last few days, but what's coming next could be even bigger. As we speak, Los Angeles appears to be creating room for additional adjustments, and the front office is reportedly working the phones in pursuit of a final piece that could elevate this squad to title contention. One of the major recent developments was the team signing Marcus Smart following his buyout from the Washington Wizards. That move forced the Lakers to make some tough decisions, including waiving Shake Milton and Jordan Goodwin to clear space. But beyond simply creating room for Smart, this also freed up another open roster spot, something that could prove crucial in the coming days. And that's exactly where things start to get interesting. Sources told SportsCenter that LA has already explored possible deals involving Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Donte DiVincenzo. According to Clutch Points, those talks took place with the Memphis Grizzlies and Minnesota Timberwolves, respectively. While Minnesota quickly dismissed the idea of moving DiVincenzo, conversations around Caldwell-Pope were a bit more intriguing, surfacing shortly after KCP was included in the blockbuster trade that sent Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic. Let's break down why the KCP situation is gaining traction. There's real buzz, per SportsCenter, that the Lakers might be considering a reunion with Caldwell-Pope, who, of course, was a key part of their 2020 championship run in the bubble. And yes, due to the timing of the Bane deal, which took place before the NBA draft and prior to the official start of the 2025-26 league year, KCP is eligible to be moved again, despite currently being on Memphis's roster. Now, here's where things start to line up. Caldwell-Pope checks a lot of boxes for the Lakers right now. He's a high-level perimeter defender, a reliable veteran presence, and someone who has played and succeeded on championship teams. Not only did he win a ring with the Lakers, but he later won again with the Denver Nuggets, before earning a sizable contract with the Magic. However, his stint in Orlando hasn't gone as planned. Despite being a modern-day Iron Man, appearing in at least 75 games in each of the past 4 seasons, including a full 82-game stretch during one of his years in LA, KCP struggled to find his rhythm in Orlando. He averaged fewer than 9 points per game last season and connected on just 34% of his shots from deep. A significant drop-off for someone who had previously shot over 40% from 3 in 3 of his last 4 seasons. That's especially concerning for a Magic team that ranked among the league's worst in three-point shooting. Still, there's optimism around the idea of him returning to Los Angeles, where he previously shot 38.5% from deep during that title-winning campaign. And when he's locked in, KCP can heat up fast. Streaky, yes, but capable of getting red-hot and swinging games with his shot-making and defensive pressure. And that leads us to where this could all be heading next. Now, staying with what was just shared on SportsCenter, let's look deeper into the contract side of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and why he could realistically be within reach for the Lakers. As discussed during the segment, Caldwell-Pope is potentially heading into the final year of his current deal. However, there's a player option involved, meaning he could choose to opt in and stay under contract. And when you consider both the structure of that deal and the Lakers' long-term vision, it makes this situation even more compelling. Los Angeles has clearly been aligning its moves around the 2027 offseason. That's when they plan to have maximum financial flexibility. Every trade, every signing, every cap decision seems geared toward that moment. Caldwell-Pope, whether he opts in or not, fits neatly into that timeline. He's a player who can contribute right away, but also potentially be part of a longer-term picture. Given his age, he just turned 33, it's unlikely he'd command more than the $21 million he's set to earn. Because of that, most around the league expect him to opt into the final year of his deal, especially since his current contract was arguably a bit above market value when he signed it with Orlando. That makes him not only a logical target, but a very obtainable one. And that brings us to the next name that came up during the SportsCenter report, Donte DiVincenzo. While there's no immediate movement happening, the Lakers reportedly still have interest in DiVincenzo, and that could become something to watch if Minnesota softens its stance. As mentioned on the show, his role diminished a bit last season with the Timberwolves. He was part of the blockbuster trade that sent Julius Randle and DiVincenzo from New York to Minnesota in exchange for Karl Anthony Towns. Though his numbers dipped slightly, DiVincenzo is still a very solid two-way contributor. In fact, during the playoffs, including that tough series against the Lakers, Minnesota leaned on him more, especially with veteran guard Mike Conley aging and his minutes being managed more carefully. DiVincenzo brings toughness, energy, and versatility to both ends of the floor. He's a physical guard with solid size who can defend multiple positions, knock down threes, and move off the ball effectively, a trait that was on full display during his time with the Golden State Warriors. He's fearless, plays with a chip on his shoulder, and brings the kind of grit that would fit well with LA's current identity. In fact, the Lakers reportedly had interest in DiVincenzo during his free agency a couple of seasons ago. Now, with him on a very manageable contract, just under $12 million annually, he presents a feasible target from a financial standpoint. The bigger obstacle here, though, is Minnesota's position. Like the Lakers, the Timberwolves are in win-now mode. They're not looking to help a Western Conference rival get stronger. So, while the money lines up, getting Minnesota to agree would be far more difficult than, say, negotiating with Memphis over Caldwell-Pope. Still, if the Lakers were willing to part with a future first-rounder, maybe that 2031 pick, it could open the door. That is, unless Minnesota is high on someone like rookie Dalton Knecht, which could shift the dynamics entirely. But to summarize what SportsCenter just laid out, the Lakers have two clear names on their radar: Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Donte DiVincenzo. KCP is very much available and could realistically be moved, while DiVincenzo seems less likely at the moment, but not entirely off the table depending on how things develop with Minnesota. The broadcast concluded by reinforcing that Caldwell-Pope still has plenty to offer in today's league. He wasn't just thrown into that Orlando-Memphis deal as salary filler. There's real value in what he brings, especially for a team like the Lakers. If brought back, he'd be an ideal fit alongside someone like Luka Doncic. Yes, that possibility was mentioned in passing, or whoever ends up leading the charge in LA this season. And before we wrap, SportsCenter dropped one more stat. A huge portion of Lakers fans tuning in to all this coverage are still not subscribed or fully plugged into these updates. The message was clear: stay locked in. Because if this front office has shown anything over the last few weeks, it's that they're not finished yet. More could be coming, and soon.